Welcome to Baltimore's Inner Harbor. 70,000 plus have filled M&T Bank Stadium since 1998, the home of the Ravens. Tonight on Sunday Night Primetime, it's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Primetime. With Greg Olson, I'm Mike Tirico, and out there is Tyler Loop to get us started. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Now the Ravens use their first timeout, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. Throwing right away is Mahomes. He'll get that complete to Isaiah Pacheco. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
I think this is something that we can expect the rest of the day here, Mike, in the passing game. They love getting the running back involved early. And I think until the defense shows they got a plan to take him away, expect them to continue to find ways to get him involved in the passing game.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, Mahomes. This one complete right side. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Give them 14 on that one. First down, KC.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
And he will get into the end zone. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Chiefs. That touchdown gives him 18 on the season. They find the end zone here on the opening drive, and Greg, they're able to do it in the air.
Mike, it makes you wonder, is this drive a sign of things to come? I mean, this secondary, they had their hands full there. Are we going to see it repeated throughout the rest of this game, or are they going to have some answers on defense?
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This returnable from the 4. They'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. At their own 21-yard line. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 7. On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from the April draft. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. is one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Third and 9.
No, we changed it.
We'll try to get this one on the ground. 18 yards on the pickup there. Good for a Raven first down.
Typically in a third down situation like this, Mike, you're thinking pass, but give credit to this offensive play caller. He flips his tendencies upside down, keeps the ball on the ground. Not only does he get a fresh set of downs, they pick up good yardage.
They'll try to throw here with Jackson. Into space at the 45. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds. So no turnover, and it's actually going to wind up a first down. Well, a big play there, and maybe a big break, too. The ball going out of bounds so they keep possession and keep a little bit of this momentum going, Greg.
We see this across the league so much now, Mike. Defenders are getting so good at ripping that ball out. Unfortunately for them, in this case, they got the ball out, but it ended up going out of bounds.
A first down throw for Jackson. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
Well, that's the fast start they talked about all week, Mike. You come out, you take the immediate lead with your opening drive. Your defense goes out there, they force a turnover early. All these plays allow you to just keep stacking momentum early in this ball game. This game is far from over, but anytime you get out to a start like this, it is a lot harder for your opponent to battle back.
And some good running there. He'll fall forward for about 7.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 2. Will find his receiver. That's Jalen Royals. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield, even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Here's a toss to Pacheco. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. A pickup of 14 on that one. Good for a Chiefs first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
They go play action with Mahomes. Forced out wide. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and the quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Mahomes from out of the pistol. He'll throw. Flush to his right. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. He was trying to get it to Xavier Worthy there. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Harrison Butker now for the field goal. This would tie the NFL record, a 66-yard attempt. This one looks good, and it is good from 66. Move over Justin Tucker. There is company atop the record books. So the lead is now 10-0 as this kicks away. This is fielded inside the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. On play action, here's Jackson. Rolling right, and he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
And maybe a little more conservative approach following that interception on the last drive. With nobody open, instead of forcing it downfield, he just throws it away, and you can tell he's trying to avoid another costly mistake.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Jackson looking to throw. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
Sometimes it's easy for a defense to lose track of a running back, especially when he leaks out from the backfield, but not the case here. They kept eyes on him the whole time. Comes in, makes a sure tackle, and drops him for a loss.
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Howden. And he's going to be out of bounds, but he has his offense set up in great field position inside the red zone.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And the Ravens have come up with the football. Any turnover down here hurts, Greg. These feel even worse because you have the reception. Looks like you're going to gain yardage. And then the fumble and the turnover, the defense takes the ball.
And they got exactly what they wanted out of the pass play, Mike. They're able to make the completion, but now as the ball carrier, you cannot be thinking, oh, I have to score, get it in the end zone. You still have to protect the ball. He doesn't. The ball gets knocked free, and the defense creates a huge turnover.
They'll begin here on the ground. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
DC ready? Shot.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. Room to run at the 30. Down the sideline, past the 45. And he is gone. yards. Touchdown, Baltimore. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
Chiefs 10, Ravens 7. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Mahomes. This caught right side by Worthy. He's taken down but just shy of midfield. So we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. 10-7 is the score. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. A pickup of 12 yards. And the Chiefs have a 1st down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 4. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Laporta in motion. 1st and 10 for Mahomes. He'll drop this underneath to Pacheco. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Ravens 20-yard line.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 4. Right back to the air for Mahomes. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And he's going to give his guys a short field to work with and a chance to take the lead.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the 1st half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
He'll get this out to his running back. And he's out of bounds, down inside the 35.
14 yards on the play.
A pickup there of 13. First down, Baltimore.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. Got an open downfield on the crossing route. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at the 16.
Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's first and 10. Here's Jackson. And he can't get away. Down he goes, back to the 16.
And he did everything he could. He's trying to keep this play alive, but there's just too much penetration from this defensive front, and they end up taking him down behind the line.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's second and 11. Now a handoff, running right, and he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up third down.
On the tackle. It's a gain of 6. Brings up third and 5.
Oh, we're ready. You are X. Hey,
He'll try and get there on the ground.
And a nice job there defensively on third down, not overcommitting to their pass rush, having a plan for this quarterback as a designed runner. They're able to stop him short of the first down.
On fourth down, it's Tyler Luke for the Baltimore field goal. This about as short as you can get. He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Ravens will level the score at 10 apiece.
It's always a little bit of a letdown. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
Yellow. 43. Yellow.
First down throw, Mahomes throwing off his back foot, and it's taken in. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
On first and 10, it's Mahomes. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Second and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. On target to Laporta. And they'll take this down inside the 35. That It's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
Well, here down the field will fall incomplete.
So something they teach these defenders, especially in the secondary, Mike, is to trust your eyes. Don't panic, don't overcommit until you see where that ball is being thrown. And it's a great example here, the defender just trusting those eyes, breaking on the ball, and he almost comes away with the pick.
Yellow.
To the air once more, it's Mahomes. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. Not just a first down, but reception number 70 on the season. Now timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Laporta in motion.
Yellow.
A give here to Pacheco. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
He's brought that up at the 15-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4.
They'll come up now for second down and 4.
Yellow. I've got blue, Eddie. Strike.
Here's Mahomes. He's got Laporta open on the left side. For the pylon, he's in. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Kansas City. Butker now for the point after. He's got it. And the Chiefs go up by 7. It is now 17-10.
Ravens 10. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This taken at the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Jackson going to give it up in a hot pass. And that'll be a short game up to the 27-yard line.
To the 27-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
Second down, they need 7. They'll keep it on the ground here again. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Chris Jones on the
Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on. Now, while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. 35, it's 1st and 10. The third quarter begins with a run. And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up 2nd and short.
Gain of 9 brings up 2nd and a yard.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot! Sit hot!
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch.
Now give up the middle. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. Good for a Raven first down.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
They'll try to throw here with Jackson. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And a nice game there. He's out of bounds, and that will bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Now it's Jackson. He'll look for Mitchell out of the backfield. It's a gain of 12 then. First down, Baltimore.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
Go.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. Rolling to the left. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
It's first down, and they'll run. I don't think that was going too far either way. Defense right on it. They hold him to no gain.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on 1st and 2nd down. The last thing you want is to be in 3rd and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground, you kick a field goal, that's a win for the defense.
Get about 6 before he's taken down.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike, you never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big, explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Ravens are able to cut it to 4, 17-13.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, You don't feel very good about coming away with field goals, but in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. Here's Smith to return it. Now an opening past the 30. A very good field position to start as the return is past the 40.
At their own 44-yard line.
Motion man is Rice. Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on first down. He's got the ball comes out. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds, so possession does not change hands. A sigh of relief there. That was very nearly a turnover. Fortunate to see that one, Greg, get fumbled out of bounds.
And when that ball came loose, Mike, you could see the entire sideline kind of holds their breath. But they were able to take a little bit of an exhale as they saw that ball, fortunately for them, go out of bounds.
Mahomes now to throw on second down. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. And he will score. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Chiefs. 2 more touchdowns for him here. Now 19 for the year. Butker's extra point is good. And the Chiefs will extend this third quarter lead. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Drive will start on the ground, and that'll be a pickup of 3.
At the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
From the 38 now, here's second down and 7. Jackson going to keep it himself. Whoa. And he's going to be out of bounds right around midfield. It's a pickup of 12. Good for a Raven first down.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Back to throw, Jackson. They'll try to set up the screen here. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So we are through 3. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. Ball placed at the 45 for second and 5. Fourth quarter begins on the ground. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a first down on that gain of 5.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. Third and short, fourth and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
A first down throw for Jackson. And he'll be taken down. They got him back at the 50-yard line.
The defensive coaches, they preach all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Second down, Jackson. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. And he will score! Game on! Touchdown, Baltimore. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance. But can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Ravens 19. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Play action here. Mahomes out to his right. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Malachi Starks. And the Ravens are going to take possession.
Pass intercepted. The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Jackson now to throw on first down. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
Gain on the play.
Well, let's give the defense a little credit here. You talk about read and reacting quickly. They recognize the screen right out of the jump, and he's able to beat the blocker to the spot and keep him to no gain.
DC, ready? 180. Go ahead. 180. 180. Ready, shot. 13. Let's go. Report. Sit up.
Handoff here, up the middle, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
Big play coming up. This is third down. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. Flush to his right. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain. And that'll set up fourth down.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem. And that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. That's going to be caught. He's going to have a Ravens first down. They wind up getting 13 yards on that fourth down conversion.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down. On the ground, here's Keaton Mitchell. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
Warren. Sit on. 180. Sit on.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this.
DC, ready?
Here is second and 7.
180. Sit on. 180. Make it hot. 180. Make it hot. Sit on.
They'll drop to throw. Forced to his right. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down.
So now after that last incompletion, this brings up a critical third down. But remember, Mike, they don't have to get it all here in one play. They've got third and fourth down. There's no punt, there's no kick. They've got to treat this like it's their final possession of the game, and they've got 2 downs to extend this drive.
On third down, Jackson on the run to the right. This one complete to Bateman. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Just that little extra second you allow your wide receiver to continue to work open by the ability to move the pocket. Buy time with your feet, but remain a passer.
From the gun, Jackson. And he'll only manage a couple of yards before he's out of bounds.
To number 22. Out of bounds at the 20-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
second down. To the air one more time with Jackson. Exiting the pocket right. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. He didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big third down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have fourth down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
Jackson up top again. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. Double as good there. They get the first down and save a timeout.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
They'll stick to the ground. And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Jackson now on second down. Moving outside the pocket. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because, think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Gonna need a big play now. Third down and long. To throw is Jackson. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied. And they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure, and I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball on time, accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
Now the Chiefs going to call the first of their timeouts, and they'll stop it with 28 seconds to go in the game. So now an extra point really doesn't help that much. He'll try to go for two and make the difference three. Jackson now. And that is incomplete. They get the touchdown, take the lead, but it remains a one-point game. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Here's Smith to return it. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. They'll come up for 1st and 10.
Yellow.
Here's Pacheco into the secondary at the 45. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. Now KC going to use the second of their timeouts. They get it with 19 seconds left on the clock. This offense still has the one timeout to use. 1st and 10 coming up now. A run with Pacheco.
So they go with the first down run, hoping to just get them some positive yards and get themselves into a good second down situation. But now they find themselves in 2nd and long. So the more you give defenses the opportunity, Mike, to defend you one-dimensionally. So in this case, we're only playing you in the pass. It stresses your protection, it stresses your play caller, and ultimately, it stresses your quarterback.
They'll come up now for 2nd down. They'll run, and he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout here, and they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ballgame. Big moment for a guy who's made some big kicks in his career, Harrison Butker. This a potential game winner. Got the distance, and it's good. He knocks it through from long range. And that very likely will be a game winner. Now the Ravens use their first timeout, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. To the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
No, we changed it. Middle.
Jackson looking to throw. That'll be incomplete. And now we are down to likely just one more play.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments in the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
Hey, report.
One last shot now for Jackson. Going up top. And that's going to be incomplete. The defense holds here in the final minute, and they're going to get out of here with a victory. So it's a win for the visiting Chiefs, and it is their 3rd consecutive victory. They continue to play great football here in this latest stretch. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike.